The Senate will now debate the bill. Trump is looking for his first major legislative win since he took office, but is facing resistance from some Republicans. Let's go to our correspondent, Simon Marks, who is live in Washington, D.C. So talk us through exactly what has happened. There was a lot of pressure on this particular vote. Talk us through why it was so important.
Huge amounts of pressure, Marlene, and the result has been hailed by President Donald Trump. It was 227 votes in favor to 205 votes against. Not a single Democrat, of course, voted for these tax proposals, but 13 Republicans deserted Donald Trump and voted against. Nonetheless, he is in celebratory mood at the White House. He's put a statement out saying that he applauds the House of Representatives for passing this package of measures. He calls it a big step towards fulfilling our promise to deliver historic tax cuts for the American people, tax cuts that he says, when introduced, will be the equivalent of rocket fuel for the U.S. economy. But he concedes in this statement that there's a long way still to go, because while the House of Representatives has passed this measure, tax proposals are still being debated and refined by the U.S. Senate. There, of course, the Republicans enjoy a much smaller majority than they do in the House of Representatives. We already know one Republican senator says he won't back the bill in its current form, and there are doubts about others. So an enormous amount of horse trading still lies ahead before this tax bill gets through the Senate. Then the Senate and the House get together and agree on a final form for any kind of law that Donald Trump might be able to sign.
As you say, a lot of pressure on Trump, and unsurprisingly that he is celebrating here because since he's become president, he hasn't really managed to pass anything through. I mean, what are his chances that this will actually be the one that gets through first?
Well, you know, the stakes are enormously high here, because the general consensus in Washington and elsewhere in the country is that President Trump has to get his tax proposals through Capitol Hill before next November's midterm elections here. Then the entire House of Representatives and 1/3 of the United States Senate will be up for grabs. Those midterm elections, make no mistake, they are going to be a referendum on President Donald Trump's administration up to that point of next November. Without these tax measures being passed and signed into law, Republicans are going to find it very difficult to persuade many of the voters who backed Donald Trump in the first place that they are truly delivering on the pledges that he made on the campaign trail. So he really needs to get this done, particularly after failing to get Obamacare, the health care law approved by Barack Obama, repealed or reformed as he pledged. He didn't have enough Republican support for that. He wants to show that he can get this done. Will he be able to get it done? His destiny now rests with Republicans in the U.S. Senate, and it's very hard to know which way that's going to go.
OK, Simon, good to speak to you. Simon Marks there in Washington, D.C.